The county of Mayo in Western Ireland offers an idyllic scenery and unspoiled nature. The remains of the old Belfours railway line, which closed in 1937, now mark the start of a new journey. Regenerated into the Great Western Greenway, today visitors can enjoy sustainable off-road cycling and walking trails along the old train lines.
The Greenway is brilliant for the kids. It's so safe, they can play away, you're not worried about cars. It's beautiful surroundings. The swans and the lakes, it's just fabulous scenery, and it's lovely for the kids to have a day out, and it's a lovely way to spend a day.
Continuing the journey along the Greenway, visitors can discover the Rockfleet Castle, where the pirate sea queen Grace O'Malley lived. This famous woman of Ireland commanded 200 men and 3 galleys in the 16th century.
When we decided to come to Mayo, we decided to come to see where Grace O'Malley lived and maybe get inside the castle, which I'm delighted now that we did. And so you can get to the top of the castle and you can look out and see where Grace O'Malley, actually what she would have looked at when she was here.
Another highlight of the sustainable and regenerated Greenway, the Barrashall Loop Walks in Mulranny. This glorious pathway leads to preserved natural parks and breathtaking scenery, a true paradise for hikers to explore and enjoy.
I wanted to learn a bit about the flora and the fauna. You know, it's an area of special conservation. Just for the views alone, it's worth coming for. It's magical, and it's a little bit of heaven.
Along the coast, the Greenway leads to Clew Bay. Water sports such as wakeboarding offer locals and visitors an unforgettable time at the sea.
For me, I've lived here all my life. I love this place, and people come from far and wide just to come and chill and swim and have a bit of fun at the beach. On top of that, we have a beach across the way that's got really good waves. If you have a boat, you can put your boat in the water, and we have islands and lots of shelter, so you can go wakeboarding whenever you want. It's perfect.
Further down the Greenway, travellers can also try their hands at something new and express their creativity at the Essence of Mulranny Glassmaking Studio Workshop.
Glass bead making is such a rich experience, and it's added on to the activities. People often feel very inspired by nature, the sky and the sea and the light. Working with one's hands to create, magic happens.
At the end of the journey, visitors can have a taste of traditional foods from local producers. Here in Newport, at Kelly's Butcher Shop, travellers can enjoy the renowned black pudding.
This butcher shop was started by my father in 1930. We produce black pudding. It's more traditional than anything else in the west of Ireland. It has been made in the west of Ireland and all over Ireland for a couple of 100 years. You can taste our black pudding. It'll bring them back in time for taste, and it's absolutely fantastic.
The Great Western Greenway, regenerated pathways between idyllic scenery, unspoiled nature and history.
The Loophead Peninsula on the southwest coast of Ireland is shaped by water. The area offers all kinds of exciting aquatic activities. Thanks to the conservation efforts and sustainability programs that protect abundant and rare animal life, such as dolphins, tourism and nature coexist in harmony.
At Loophead, where the Shannon comes out into the Atlantic, we find a lot of dolphins. There's 120 resident dolphins, and they come here because there's so many salmon coming up the river. The marine ecosystem here is very diverse. I know a lot of Europeans like to come here.
We've been on them before, but we've had a good few sightings of the dolphins, and the weather's not too bad today.
Scuba diving is one of the most popular attractions of the area. Jacques Cousteau himself deemed Loophead to have the best scuba diving waters in all of Europe.
Well, a friend recommended that we come to the Loophead Peninsula just to get a look at the life, and it's fantastic. I've never seen so much in just such a small area.
We were just playing with everything under there. There was like really big orange starfish, and there was like a really big crab, and he was hiding in the rocks, and we were just trying to catch him and stuff, and it was unreal. Like.
Visitors can explore protected marine sanctuaries and interact directly with sea life in a proximity that is rarely found elsewhere. Almost lost to time, the traditional currach has experienced a cultural resurgence in Loophead. Local spa therapies, unique to the Loophead Peninsula, use seaweed harvested from kelp farms in a variety of treatments that date from the Victorian era. Local pubs and restaurants provide a variety of local seafood. Fresh Atlantic fish caught every morning is offered on the daily menus, promising visitors an abundance of delectable flavours.
Loophead it's a very special place. Looking around me, 360 degrees, I can see Galway, Kerry, Clare, the river, the Atlantic, wildlife. That's what's special about here.
The Loophead Peninsula, the perfect destination.
The Sheep's Head Peninsula is a peaceful and unchanged corner of Southwest Ireland, offering scenes of unspoiled beauty, a landscape of green pastures, rugged hills, and a breathtaking coastline. Sheep's Head Peninsula enables visitors to experience the spectacular views of this protected nature reserve, as well as the hospitality of its local residents, who promote culture and tradition with a sensitivity for the local wealth of nature.
Sheep's Head is a very beautiful mixed peninsula. It's compact and a happy head. With people are very close together too, and close knit in the community, and you know, it makes for a nicer environment.
The outstanding scenery can be discovered easily by walking the Sheep's Head Way, an 85-kilometre route that connects a number of protected areas for wildlife and plants, and also offers easy circular walks.
It's really easy to walk on the Sheep's Head Way. There is no difficulty, so for me it's important. And you can walk easily, and you make sport, and you benefit from nature.
The relaxing atmosphere of the peninsula and the wealth of nature have also attracted many artists.
We are inspired by this area. It's not really work at all. I just love to do it, and I have to do it, and that's it.
The protection concept of the area stipulates that the local farmers help maintain the traditional stone walls along the hiking trails.
We're not owners of the land, we're caretakers to carry it on, to pass it on again, and that maybe in 2,000 years, you know, there will still be people existing here and people making a living from the land.
Sheep's Head Peninsula offers its visitors beauty, recreation, and unspoiled nature. It is an ideal base for hill walking holidays and for discovering protected areas.
You can't but look at the mountains and not remember all the legends and the history and the myths associated with the area.
Make way for Sir John de Mandeville and his good lady.
A great giant spent time round here, and on his last day he lifted a piece of soil, threw it into the water and lay down in Schlieffy and went to rest.
Gives them a special taste that you won't find anywhere else. The taste of oysters is a bit like when you try a taste of a wine from a certain vineyard. The grapes are special from there and they won't taste like anybody else's. And the oysters here are different from oysters you'll find in Galway or Donegal or Cork or Waterford. And it's that unique taste that makes them special.
as an artist, I'd have to say that's my favourite place. So it's a painter's palette actually, because you've got all the complementary colours, the lovely lavenders and purples of the heathers against the gold and yellows of the gorse. And it's a ready-made palette. So that's where I live, and that's where I'll stay.
Take me back home to Clonakilty, Clonakilty, me oh mine, where the people are kind and the girls are pretty, going back home before I die. Well, I sailed away when I was young, looking for the chance of work, but I knew someday I'd return to my home in old West Cork. Take me back home to Clonakilty, Clonakilty, pretty, going back home before I die. Tried my luck in Glasgow town, but there was nothing to be found. Walking down by the River Clyde, thinking of the love I left behind. Take me back home to Clonakilty, Clonakilty, me oh my. Where the people are kind and the girls are pretty, going back home before I die. Well, I've been too far from you too long. I'm going back home where I belong. Had my fill, I've had enough. I'm going back there to the people I love. Take me back home to Clonakilty, Clonakilty, me oh my. Where the people are kind and the girls are pretty, going back home before I die. Take me back home to Clonakilty, Clonakilty, me oh my. Where the people are kind and the girls are pretty, going back home before I die.
A magnificent experience you will never forget.